BAFTA Award nominations were announced yesterday for the BAFTA Film Awards. Last year's process sparked so much criticism. The nominations last year, well, all the acting categories were all white. There were no females nominated for director. This year, radically different set of films, contributors and nominees. James Luxford's our movie critic from Stratford-upon-Avon with us this morning on BBC CWR. Hi again, James.
Good morning.
And I was looking at this list in detail yesterday. I mean, it's a hugely different set of BAFTAs that have been announced yesterday.
It really is. And you nodded there to the lack of diversity last year. The big news from this year's nominations is that 16 of 24 acting nominees are from ethnic minority groups, a vast improvement from last year's 0. It not only rewards great performances like Daniel Kaluuya in Judas and the Black Messiah, Riz Ahmed in Sound of Metal, Bukky Bakrai as in the wonderful independent drama Rocks. It also reflects the great stories being told across the industry.
Yeah, we'll hear about Rocks in just a second. But first of all, the movie that's been nominated the most, 7 nominations at the BAFTAs. Tell us a bit about Nomadland.
Nomadland, directed by Chloe Zhao, who is also nominated for Best Director, I believe. Frances McDormand plays a woman living as a nomad, travelling across America in the fallout of the 2009 recession.
You are one of those lucky people that can travel anywhere.
Yes, ma'am, I know.
And they sometimes call you nomads.
My mom says that you're homeless. Is that true?
No, I'm not homeless. I'm just houseless. Not the same thing, right?
No.
My husband worked at the USG mine in Empire. I was a substitute teacher.
It is a tough time right now. You may want to consider early retirement.
Big star, one of the very few big stars on the list this year, Frances McDormand, and Nomadland with, as you say, 7 nominations, James.
Yes, absolutely fantastic film. Just centering on who gets left behind by big global events like the economic recession. It's a look into a sub-genre of society that I wasn't particularly aware of, and you may not particularly be aware of, these kind of nomad people living off the grid in sort of RV camper vans, and of course, as well as Frances McDormand's own personal story, her character's personal story about what got her there and where she's going. And so I think it's just a terrific film. It's out on Disney Plus on April 30th, and they're looking to put it in cinemas as soon as cinemas reopen. I think it's well worth a watch.
Good stuff. So from something that's been nominated in 7 categories to 6 nominations. And this, again, the sort of movie that probably wouldn't have got a look in under traditional BAFTAs in previous years. A British teen drama based in East London. It's called Rocks.
Yes, it's on Netflix now. It's an independent drama about the struggles of a teenage girl to look after her young brother and herself when their mother leaves home.
Yo, smell! I'ma get my own back and get
Are y'all seeing this? I'm gonna be the new Picasso.
These are your clients?
Yes,
Yeah, I'm gonna be a millionaire.
Put your pesky hands back and pay the money for How's your mum doing?
Yeah, she's fine.
Yeah?
Watching the BBC's arts editor, Will Gompert's interview the director of Rock, Sarah Gavron, on BBC News last night, James, she was just genuinely blown away. Total surprise. And that's what this BAFTA list has really coughed up, hasn't it?
Yeah, and I think it's probably what award ceremonies should do, highlight these movies that aren't what we informally call awards bait, an issue that seems very broadly portrayed and a big star attached to it, and it's all looks very designed to win awards. Rocks isn't that film. It's a very small, very uplifting film, even though it's about a very serious struggle. An excellent young cast pulling together, led by the brilliant Bucky Bakray, who has been nominated herself. And I just think it's a wonderful film. And if it takes sort of initiatives like this where people are looking to be more diverse, to me, it's just about rewarding the films that deserve it. And Rocks is definitely a film that deserves it.
Definitely. Talk a bit more about the British nominations as well. Emerald Fennell nominated for Best Director. Female director finally gets a look in for Promising Young Woman.
Yes, excellent and very striking film starring Carey Mulligan as someone who assumes a persona by night in order to sort of address traumas from her past. And very striking film, very difficult watch, like a lot of awards movies are, but very well acted, very well directed. Of course, Emerald Fennell joining Chloe Zhao in the female directors who are nominated for Best Director. Very affecting film and well worth checking out.
Talk a little bit about the acting categories. Then you said there's 16 out of the 24 nominees from ethnic minority groups. There's a nod to Chadwick Boseman, isn't there? Posthumously mentioned for his role Ma Rainey's Black Bottom.
Yes, he unfortunately has given some of his best performances just before his passing. These dual performances, both in Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, where he's sort of more of the focus, and Spike Lee's The Five Bloods, a war drama where he has a kind of a supporting role, but nonetheless affecting. A superb actor. I think sometimes when people pass, their final performances can have an extra sort of magnetism to them. They're lifted a little bit more by the fact that we're watching their final moments. To me, these are just brilliant performances, regardless of the real life context. They just happen to be lifted by the fact that we want to celebrate a great actor and a great life.
And a mention for Sir Anthony Hopkins, who makes the list for Best Actor for his role in The Father.
Yes, Anthony Hopkins plays a man grappling with dementia, unable to piece together what's happening as he is cared for by his daughter, who's played by Olivia Colman.
Date of birth?
Friday, 31st of December, 1937.
You're living with your daughter at the moment?
Yes, until she goes to live in Paris.
No, Dad, why do you keep going on about Paris?
You told me.
No, I didn't.
I'm sorry, Anne, you told me the other day. Have you forgotten? She's forgotten. Paris. They don't even speak English there.
Dad, I'd like you to meet Laura. How do you do, sir?
I say, you're gorgeous.
Thank you. I must say he's charming.
Yeah, not always. Laura has come round to help you.
I don't need her or anyone else. I can manage very well on my own.
Really, really commanding performance. And again, James, about another issue that has been brought to the fore.
Yes, I've seen this, and it is one of those films that are brilliant and harrowing at the same time. It projects, I suppose, the point of view of dementia in that actors are swapped out, actors play different roles, locations shift from scene to scene to create a distorting, disorientating type of story that's almost like a horror film. It's not played for scares or anything like that, but just the sheer trauma of what's happening. And I think Anthony Hopkins is just wonderful in it. It is one of those movies that will stay with you, whether or not you've experienced people in your life with dementia or not. It's just a really striking film and well worthy of the 6 nominations. It's been postponed in terms of a cinema release because of the different restrictions that are going on. But once it does come out, it will be something that draws people in.
Good stuff. James, great to catch up with you on those. We'll speak again in the in the normal time, about 20 to 9 tomorrow, and get your picks for the weekend coming up. But for now, appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much.
James Luxford, Stratford-upon-Avon-based movie critic. He's scanned down the BAFTA Awards, which will be announced on the telly on the night Sunday, the 11th of April on BBC One.